DPR for the students, by the students.
Hi, my name is Jonathan Chang, and today I'm interviewing Mr. Mulhall, the drama teacher at HKAS Middle School. So, the first question for Mr. Mulhall is, why did you decide to get into theater and drama? Was there someone who inspired you?
Well, for many years I was involved in music. So I was singer, piano player, and then I got into conducting choirs. And as part of that, I was also sometimes directing musicals that the group would do. And that really got me wanting to do more. So actually, when we moved to Manila in 2001, there was a huge theater scene, amazing theater scene in Manila, and I knew that I was going to get into theater when I got there. So that was when I first really got into it, and I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, but I also realized that I really missed the idea of leading people and basically teaching people.
So, you kind of like combined it into.
Yeah, and so actually I was doing a lot of shows where I was in the cast, but I was also the vocal coach for the cast. And then I also got into teaching again and really started to love directing. And I found that it was an amazing creative experience for me when I was directing students and things as well.
Where do you first get the idea of recreating this particular play?
So last year we did a play that focused on the experience of children who are refugees in Syria and how we respond to that sort of situation. It was a great show, but it was very intense. And so I knew this year I wanted to do something that was funny, maybe a little bit silly.
Like lightweight kind of?
Lightweight, yeah, definitely. But I didn't want it to be something that the kids would think was cheesy. So I wanted something that was, funny, a little bit sarcastic at times, but had an opportunity to involve a lot of people. And this script is just something that I had in my files and had looked at a couple of times. When I was reading it this past summer, I realized that this is where I wanted to go with it because it had lots of colorful characters. It's a bit of a silly idea, but there's an opportunity to really play a lot of interesting parts in it.
What are some of the challenges bringing the play to life? Like, did you have to change the original script?
Well, with the licensing, you're very restricted with what you can do with a script. With this one, because there were so many different characters, and even in the script it says you can add as many characters as you want, it gave us a chance to play around with it a little bit more. Um, and so that part of it was interesting. But the challenging part of this is everybody was part of a character group, and once you get into a character group, you immediately find yourself depending on the people that you're with. And so if somebody was absent, somebody was sick, that sort of thing, meant that the group really had a challenge in trying to rehearse and really get themselves up to a performance level. I think that was one of the biggest challenges with this show. But also because we had such a huge cast, as a director, I needed to make sure that everybody was really using their rehearsal time well. I didn't want people sitting around doing nothing for an hour or for 2 hours because that's not good for them, and it's not good for us either.
For the character group, is it just like people who are in a similar role, like the pirates?
So the pirates, the dwarves, the princesses. Usually, it's people that you are in the scenes with. So the people from the Cinderella story,
Yeah.
they were a character group. So they really depended a lot on each other.
Do you have a favorite line or dialogue from Rebootalization?
There are a lot of really great moments. If I were to look at specific lines, well, the old man character is pretty funny. But there are a lot of moments for him. There's one moment where he approaches this woman who's using her iPad, and
Marilyn.
Marilyn. He's like, "You there, strange lady, talking to your plate," and it's just, Brian really delivered the character well, and the line itself is funny. I don't know. There's so many different moments that I loved, and the actors did such a great job bringing those moments out.
What would you say to someone who wants to get into acting or theater?
Well, the most important thing, and I say this a lot to my students, you need to be somebody who works hard. I don't know any directors who want to work with talented people that are lazy because really, you're not getting anywhere with it. I know lots of students who may not be strong performers when they start, but they work very hard and they get better and better. I know other students who are naturally, very talented, and they challenge themselves, they push themselves, and they do amazing work. But that's the main thing. You've got to be able to work hard, And the other thing really is don't ever feel like what you're doing is unimportant. Every line is important, every character is important. And sometimes you can't see it right away, but if you push yourself and you make creative choices, sometimes scary choices because you don't know if it's going to work or not, then you're going to discover just how important those moments or those characters are.
This is a bit of off-topic question.
Hmm.
What advice would you have for people who have like stage fright?
Okay, so stage fright. That's one of the reasons that I love our drama class for the 7-8 drama classes and even for the 6th grade. It's an opportunity to just build your confidence around other people. You don't have to get up in front of an audience. You don't have to do these public performances. You just get a chance to build your confidence. And I've never seen a student come into my drama classes and then not do well. And it's not, I mean, I do my best as a teacher, but it's because of them. They come in and they learn that performing and developing as an actor is all about what you do with other people. So that right away just takes care of the stage fright for most of the students. They're not afraid anymore because it's not about them. They're working with a group of people.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Jonathan.